Hey everyone, welcome to my channel. My name is Austin. I'm a Christian, I'm disabled, and honestly, I don't know what I'm doing with my life. And that's honestly why we are here. I have been trying to think of different things that I can do to bring meaning and productivity to my life because I'm not able to work, and that's something that I've really felt bad about a lot, and just that I'm not able to live a life like everyone else. So it can be frustrating sometimes to have to deal with that, and just reminding yourself that it's okay if you don't work, if you're not able to work. And that's the key, is if you're not able to, if you're not physically able to. And there are a lot of people who aren't disabled and they don't work, and that's something that we need to talk about and we need to shed light on for sure, because in order to recognize the people that truly are disabled and are not able to work, in order to show them that their life has meaning and that it's okay that they're not able to work, is we've got to be able to truly know who is disabled and is not able to work. And if people are able to but they're choosing not to, that's a totally different situation, and that's not who we are talking about. For me, it's about people who truly are disabled like me and we're not able to work. And I've been trying to just think of ways that I can have a productive life without having to have a job. And one of those things is to start a YouTube channel. And that's something that I've had in mind for a while, and I've been trying to start a channel, but I just haven't known what really to talk about. Um, and that's kind of why I've not started it, because I just don't know what really to talk about and what topics or what kind of a channel. And I was trying to film a video yesterday and just I didn't know what to talk about. I was trying to think of different ideas, different types of videos that I could do, and just none of it was really clicking. And then last night I was just looking up ideas, and one of the ideas that I came across was just to come on here and just talk about being disabled and what that's like and what my experience is, and just the struggles that come along with that, and just talking about life as a person with a disability. And I thought that that would be a good idea, and it's just been something that I've not really thought about, because I've kind of just wanted to not really be known for being disabled. And that's the thing, is when you come on YouTube and you have a social media platform like this and you're known for something, like that's how people are going to remember you. That's what they're going to associate you with. And for me, if I'm going to talk about being disabled, then that's what people are going to associate me with. And the thing is I just haven't really wanted to be associated with being disabled, because I just don't want that to be my identity, because I want to be known for the kind of person that I am and what I believe in and the kind of life that I want to live. I don't want to be known for being disabled. But I was just thinking about it, and I think that it could be good to talk about it, though, because for all of the struggles that come along with it, it can be good for someone who's disabled to talk about that, because instead of just feeling bad about it or feeling insecure about being disabled, maybe talking about it is what will help you to deal with it. It's not going to make the struggles go away or anything, but it can help sometimes just to talk about what you're going through, and sometimes just talking about it and other people coming across it, like some of you may be watching, and it can encourage you just to hear someone talking about the things that they struggle with, because you might be struggling with the same exact thing. And that's really why we're here, and that's what I'm just going to do. I'm going to talk about life being disabled. And just to start off, I just want to talk about today, for me, what my disability is and just how it affects my life. Basically, so the disability that I have is called muscular dystrophy. This is a muscle disease, and basically it causes your muscles to degenerate over time, and once you lose so much strength, it's not able to be regained. Pretty much, that's pretty much how it works. And so the way it goes is just the older a person gets, their muscles get weaker and weaker. And so I was not born without the ability to walk. I was able to walk until I was in 7th grade. So the person will get weaker over time, and that's what happened. And so I started using a wheelchair, and I started using it in 7th grade, but then so I said that I could walk until I was in 7th grade. It was actually 8th grade. I could still walk up until the spring of my 8th grade year, but I started using a wheelchair for like long distance and at school. So at school, I started using a wheelchair in 7th grade, and and pretty much it's just my body's just physically gotten weaker over time. Progressively, it just continues to get weaker. And for me, I don't know if it works like this for everyone. I don't know if it does or not. It may, but I don't think so. But for me, it was passed down from my mom. So I have a brother who also has it, and so my mom was a carrier of the disease, and then my grandmother was as well, and she had a son and a daughter, and so her daughter is my mom, and so she became a carrier through her, and then my grandma became a carrier through her mother, and her mother had 2 sons that had this, and then her mother had another daughter, which is my aunt, who has a son who has it. So that's 5 people in the family that have been born with this. So for us, it's been passed down through a carrier, and that's the way it works. But fortunately for me, and for my brother, and for my cousin who has it, if we were to have children, they would not have this disease. So basically, it's basically ended unless someone has a daughter. And all the people that were a carrier, my mom was the last person to be one. So she's done having kids, so no one's going to have a daughter who will be a carrier. So pretty much the disease it's pretty much over with me, my brother, and my cousin. So anyone that would come after us, if we had any kids, they wouldn't have it. So that's pretty much the way that it works, and so it just causes your muscles to get weaker and weaker over time, so that your mobility becomes just even less over time. So that's kind of how it works. And as far as like how it affects day-to-day life, I mean, it makes, it really does affect your life in lots of ways. Number one, just like I said, not being able to work just because I can't drive. I'm not able to drive just because I'm not physically strong enough. And not just that, but just, just needing assistance with things like just opening a water, a bottle of water, or, like using the bathroom or something like that. Just needing assistance with certain things, or making food, things like that. That it's just, I don't have the physical strength to lift things and stand up or walk. It's just, it can really affect, it really affects, a lots of areas of your life, so that you pretty much don't have a lot of independence. I mean, you don't need someone to be with you all the time, but like 24/7, you don't need someone there with you. Like, some people do. Some people have disabilities that require someone to be there with them 24/7, and for those people, I just can't imagine what that's like to not be able to have any independence at all, and to never really be able to be by yourself. And I just can't imagine what that's like, and I can't imagine what it's like to be the caregiver for people in that situation. But for me, I still have some independence and freedom, and I'm able to be by myself, for a long period of time, not a whole day, but a few hours. I can be by myself before I need someone to help me with something, so it's not something where I need someone to 24/7 be with me, but things like just getting out of bed, getting in the bed, things like that. I'm not able to do that on my own anymore, just because I don't have the strength. So yeah, just needing help with that, needing help with transportation. Like I said, I can't drive, so just things like that. They really can make you feel like you're not living a normal life like everyone else. So just when I look at other people that I know, friends, that are able to get up, get in a car, go to work, go do things that they enjoy doing, it's hard sometimes to not want that, and to not desire that for yourself. And basically what it just feels like is, it basically feels like when you were in high school, and just say you were 14 or 15 years old, and you're not able to drive yet, or and maybe you have some friends that are 16 and they have their license. They're able to get in their car and go and drive places and do what they want. But for you, if you're 14 or 15, you're not able to just get in a car and drive by yourself and just go somewhere. Obviously, if you're 15, you can get a permit and you can drive with someone who's an adult with you, but you can't drive by yourself. So that's basically what it is like. It's like being 14 or 15 and you're not able to drive, and you have to rely on someone else to be with you or to drive you. And that's what it can feel like, and that's pretty much what it is like. So, it can just make you look at what everyone else has, and you compare yourself to other people, and you don't have what they have, and it can discourage you and disappoint you. And the thing is, there's all kinds of things that people envy that other people have, even people that aren't disabled. They look at things that other people have, and they want those things that people have. So pretty much, yeah, that's what it's like, and that is a little bit into the struggle of being disabled and just having to see everyone else do things that you're just not able to do. And so I don't really know what really, I mean, the moral of that is, you know, it's just, like I said, I just want to come on here and just talk about some of these things and just other things that have to do with being disabled. And I guess the mission is just to encourage people and to let people know who are disabled in the same situation that you're not alone, and that there are other people in the world that are going through the same exact thing that you are experiencing. And you know, you're not alone. There are other people in the same boat as you. And I know that doesn't make it easier. That doesn't make the problems go away. You wish that it did. I wish that it did, but unfortunately it doesn't. And the thing is, when it comes to something like working, if you feel bad about the fact that you aren't able to get a job, something that I just believe, and you know, I kind of just lean on this as hope, you know, is just believing that if God wanted me to work, then he would give me the ability to do so. And I just don't have that ability, so that must mean that it's not God's will for me to have to work. And of course I still would like to, and I wish that it was God's will, but if it's his will for me to not work, then that means I don't have to worry about that. I don't have to stress about that. So I think if we will just trust God and have faith, then he'll provide for us, and he will allow us to find things to do in our life that will give us meaning and purpose and direction. So I'm hoping that this will give that for me, and for all of you watching, I hope that it can do that for you. And even if you're not disabled, you can learn things from this channel, and you can be encouraged as well, because even though you're not disabled, you still have things that you struggle with. And like I said, there may be things that you want that other people have and you don't have. So this can be an encouragement for everyone, whether you're disabled or not. So my hope with this, again, is just to encourage people, and if you're disabled or if you're not. So I just want to thank you guys for watching today, and I will see you guys next time.